Did you know the Guide to the Afterlife? Book of the Dead. The Dead People's Book. Some of the most striking and enduring pictures from the ancient world can be found in this funerary text. The Book of the Dead is where familiar images like a scale weighing a departed person's heart against a feather or a deity made of animal parts destroying a soul for all time first appeared. What is the Book of the Dead? How did Egyptians view it historically, and how are Egyptologists making use of it today? The principles portrayed in tomb murals and inscriptions as early as the Third Dynasty of Egypt served as the basis for the Book of the Dead, circa 2670 to 2613 BCE. These spells, together with accompanying images, were written on papyrus and buried with the deceased by the 12th dynasty, 1991 to 1802 BCE. They served the function of teaching the dead how to conquer the perils of the hereafter by permitting them to assume the appearance of many mythical creatures and to give them the passwords necessary for entry to particular phases of the underworld. The collection of papyrus rolls on the same subject known as the Book of the Dead is officially referred to as the chapter/book of Going Forth by Day. There are several authors for these works, and there are differences between each version. These writings acted as a roadmap for the deceased as they traveled to the afterlife. The quality of each was different based on the scribe's competence, and some were made with blank places to later put in the name of a deceased. Each was prepared by scribes for burials. Spells in sections from the Book of the Dead were written not just on long-form papyrus editions, but also on tomb walls, corpse wrappings, and even inside King Tut's golden mask. Despite having a lengthy history of magical funeral writing, the Book of the Dead first arose during the New Kingdom. The Pyramid Texts, the oldest of these writings, were only accessible to Egyptian rulers. Coffin Texts, a modified version of the Pyramid Texts, were written on coffins and placed in the graves of non-royals like affluent Egyptians and elites as religious views about the afterlife altered. By the New Kingdom, it was believed that anyone who could acquire their own Book of the Dead, a handy manual that contains the spells required for the risky, perplexing, and complex trials endured to obtain eternal life among the gods, would have entry to the afterlife. The gods Re and Osiris, who are related to the sun, stars, and rebirth, respectively, are mentioned in the Book of the Dead. 42 more gods show up to judge and test the recently deceased. The narrative is typically broken into 4 main portions, though the text itself may vary in substance and sequence. The dead person enters the afterlife and regains their bodily capabilities, the dead person is revived and joins the living, and the dead person joins the afterlife. The dead rise as the sun every day, journey across the sky, are judged by a group of gods in the underworld, and then, providing the soul hasn't been destroyed, they join the gods. The dead must pronounce the proper names and spells at the proper times and provide the proper answers to the gods' inquiries in order to advance past the difficult hurdles in these phases. The departed must name numerous components of Ascension Gateway before passing in one intriguing and puzzling situation. Fortunately, all the necessary information is easily stored in the Book of the Dead. For Egyptologists looking to comprehend Egyptian religion and the afterlife, these books are among the most crucial materials. They were undoubtedly significant to ancient Egyptians. The Book of the Dead explains crucial ideas such as the Ka and Ba, elements of the soul thought to continue existing after death, in addition to outlining the afterlife and the functions of the gods. The Book of the Dead aids in our understanding of the significance of the well-known Egyptian technique of mummification because the Ka required a physical form to exist and a place to return to. Similar to this, the Book of the Dead also includes spells for keeping particular body parts intact as well as one for the ceremonial known as the opening of the mouth, which took place before the mummy's tomb was sealed and is frequently pictured in tomb decorating. Central tenets of the ancient Egyptian religious system are revealed in the Book of the Dead, and like many other areas of Egyptology, our theories are constantly developing, expanding, and adjusting with each new translation of this document.